Now, one of the things that just recently came out is a book called An Exorcist Explains the Demonic, The Antics of Satan and His Army of Fallen Angels. This was by Father Gabriele Amorth. Now, he was a famous exorcist who just actually passed away. He was in his 90s. And I thought this book, which just came out, would be of interest for many of the people who are watching this particular program over the last 2 weeks. And I wanted to ask you a couple of questions out of this in the context of how we understand exorcisms today. One of the things at the beginning of this book he puts in is the fact that the battle against the devil is the principal task of Saint Michael the Archangel and is still being fought today. Now, this was said by St. John Paul II in 1987. Is that surprising to you or to people today that, in fact, he would say that, and that's only what? You're talking about 30 years ago at this point?
It's not surprising to me. I think, you know, a lot of times people say, well, we don't have a lot of knowledge of Saint Michael the Archangel. You know, it principally comes from the two apocalyptic works, you know, but especially from the book of Revelations. And so, you know, we know about the battle between Satan and Saint Michael the Archangel in heaven and how it's portrayed in the book of Revelations, but much more we do not know. The point, of course, is, could there have been a kind of an angelic battle in the heavens between good and evil? Of course there could be, because just as human beings who have free will can err and actually take the side of a malevolent spirit like the devil, right? So also, you know, the same could happen in heaven. All you need is a good boost of pride, not prayer, a good boost of pride and a good boost of narcissism and a good boost of real desire to dominate people, a good boost of self-worship, and lo and behold, your free will can become completely blocked to God, where you don't want to listen, you don't want to do anything, you know, in conformity with His will, you don't want to be obedient, you think you know it all yourself, and you'd rather worship yourself than Him. Once that happens, of course, an angelic deity can certainly become malevolent, and that makes perfectly logical sense to me. And Saint Michael, of course, he is the archangel who we refer to as the one who did battle with Satan. Could there have been an angel in heaven that did battle? Of course, that's a very logical possibility. So, I mean, I don't see why anyone would want to challenge, in a sense, the book of Revelations, even though it's written apocalyptically, right? You don't interpret everything in the book of Revelations literally at all.
Right.
But on the other hand, this idea of having an archangel who certainly did battle with Satan in heaven, you know, free will to free will, right? As God allows us to do battle with Satan here on this earth, that makes perfect sense to me. We call him Saint Michael, and of course, myself have no doubt that prayer asking Saint Michael for protection, is a terrific prayer, that it very much works. It works in our personal lives, and it can certainly work too in an exorcism. And of course, we know in several of the big cases, well-documented cases of exorcism, like the one we talked about last week, the Robbie Mannheim case, what the exorcist, the four Jesuits at the end reported was the person, that emerges through Robbie's voice is Saint Michael the Archangel. Someone, of course, Robbie was not familiar with in his previous background, but he's talking, as Saint Michael, and calling him, the voice, that's coming through him, Saint Michael the Archangel. Clearly, there is reason to believe that Saint Michael the Archangel is very, very present, very, very engaged in this battle, and very much our advocate, and very much our protection. So I would agree with Father Amorth. This is absolutely the angel we want to pray to and pray with, especially for protection in our personal lives, but also if we're involved in some kind of a need, or we find somebody who needs help, whose house might be infested or something, we would call upon Saint Michael the Archangel, call upon the Blessed Mother, and of course use the name name of Jesus, the all-powerful name of Jesus.